Hi, this is from the Heart Live, and this is Jamie. We've got. Oh, did I? Am I on?
You're on.
Oh,
I just want to say, Jamie, before we start, you managed to get me, Stone, and Monty, three of the hardest people to pin down on a live stream, all with you right now.
It's a
I love
miracle.
that too. I love
It's
that
a
too because
miracle. It's
I
a
was expecting.
miracle.
Usually, I'm sitting here with nobody, and I'm trying to figure out what to say for the first 15 minutes.
It's
But
sad, isn't it? Like when you're sitting there going, are the notifications being sent out? Is StreamYard being the pain in the butt? Is nobody going to watch? And then all of a sudden, boom, the audience shows up.
yeah, yeah. Hi, DJ. Yeah, it's gonna take some getting used to for me because I'm not used to being the host. I don't really particularly like being the host, to be honest. I really kind of like being part of a cast. That way, I don't have to have all of the attention on me at all times, which makes me feel kind of nervous. And I end up doing funny things like pressing my lips, touching my hair, flicking myself about, and being, just
That'll come in handy. You do that later on YouTube. You'll get the super chats coming in.
yeah.
You just sit in your chair and bounce around for about 2 hours. You'll get to make about $1,000. So,
Well, when the weather starts getting better and Peppy Jamie comes back, I'm sure there'll be more of that. Peppy Jamie is still in hibernation right now. It is
gotcha.
actually warm today, though. It's like it was 60 degrees out and gorgeous today, and I'm really happy because I hate winter. I freaking hate the snow.
Oh.
So, what would you do if you were trapped in the Overlook Hotel with your family? Do you think you could make it 5 months living in that hotel? I would be fine, but
I'd be Jack.
no. Do you think you would? Do you think you would snap 5 months stuck inside in a hotel? Because after this quarantine of last year, I'd be fine.
You want to be honest, I've been sort of agoraphobic in my life in many instances. So I honestly think it probably wouldn't bother me so much. When I first got Hashimoto's and I was first diagnosed, you couldn't keep me awake. So I was constantly home and constantly sleeping. All my friends thought I was losing my mind. And they're like, something's really wrong with Jamie. But they thought I was just being, I don't know how to describe it. They thought I was being a whiner. And truly, I wasn't. I was really, really, really sick. I just didn't know. But yeah, so I kind of stayed inside a lot. So it doesn't really bother me so much to be home. And plus, being a stay-at-home mom for the last 20 years has been, I really should have gone back and got a job.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. There is no way on earth that you could have been a stay-at-home mom for 20 years. You look about 27 years old.
I appreciate that. I do, because you have no idea. I'm going to be 48 in 2 months. So, yeah.
We spent
big
10
time.
of those years watching, what was it, 13 Ghosts and Ghost Ship. And so you've spent a good part of your life watching really horrible horror movies.
Oh, yes. Ever since I was little, the first thing was I came out of my bedroom to get a drink of water when I was about 4. And my mom was watching The Manitou. And it was at the part where she's in the hospital bed and the thing's coming out her back. And I was like, what the heck is that? I freaked out. I ran to my bed. I hid under the covers. But I was also at the same time absolutely fascinated. And also I kind of liked, dark stories anyway. I used to make my mom read me Sleeping Beauty over and over and over again as a kid. And Alice in Wonderland. And so I already had a tendency to like the darker side of things.
I think most kids do, because most kids love, fairy tales. Also, when they're little babies, it's in their subconscious. But what does everybody say when they see a new baby? Oh, you're so great. I want to eat you up. So it's like it's ingrained in you. Cannibalism, zombies.
Yeah. It's like for some reason, I suppose my parents taking me to Jaws probably helped that too, because I was fascinated. I was fascinated with Jaws when I would see the commercials on TV. I was 3. I would stop everything I was doing and I would watch that commercial until it was over. Same thing happened with Halloween. They're very vivid in my mind to this day. And that experience of going to the drive-in with my mom and my dad and watching Jaws has stuck with me forever. And it is the reason I think that I began to appreciate movies and appreciate storytelling. And my mother she really encouraged it. She encouraged my reading. She was always willing to buy me, whatever books I wanted. We had, HBO most of my life. So I was constantly watching movies, and it just became something. I never thought I'd ever do anything with this knowledge or this hobby of mine, because I really do consider it a hobby. I never really set out to critique or to review any movies ever. It just sort of
you started out as somebody who watched my live streams.
Yep.
And so you became like somebody who would watch them, and then you have your own show. But I just want to say the memories of HBO in the early days was incredible, because it would be like Saturday Night Terminator,
yep,
or The Hitcher. Because they would always do drive-in Saturday night on
yes,
on HBO.
Yes.
And it was great because you would see like everything. And
yes.
And my mom was always like, well, check it out. We'll check it out and see if we like it. But I mean, I remember watching The Terminator and The Hitcher with her, and like we had no idea what The Terminator was,
What you got there, Monty?
Unmute.
You're muted. No. Huh.
Hello?
Yeah, you're
yes.
back.
Yeah. Sorry. I was going to say this has the memory right here. There's a VHS tape. I think that says Cosby Show on there. Rudy's Fish. But anyway, Cam, that's reiterating your point of the good old days.
I used to love it. What happened was that somebody came to work on our cable, and they forgot to turn off all the channels. So we had Showtime, HBO, the movie channel, and Cinemax. And they would even leave off Viewer's Choice. So I don't remember Viewer. You remember that stuff?
With the check, Cam?
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was $4.95, and you got first run movies, and I would always record them. And it was the greatest time. I mean, like, I know everyone likes to say, oh, it's the 80s. It's like years ago. It was the greatest time for the most fun movies. Movies today, I love today's movies. They're not fun.
No.
80s films were fun. It didn't matter whether you're watching the coming of age movies, the horror movies. They were always fun.
They were always
they don't make fun movies anymore.
It's a good point to that, Cam. I was with my friend and her kids, and the boys are like, I don't know, they're like 11 and 8 and 6. And they wanted to watch some other stuff. And I said, come on, let the old man show you some fun stuff. So I showed the boys Big Trouble in Little China. And it was so funny to watch them react to it. They had so much fun. They loved it. So I said, next movie is going to be Monster Squad, which I can't wait to see their reaction to. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm showing my kid Fraggle Rock. Like,
I loved Fraggle Rock.
I mean, it's just like, the thing is, though, is that if you if you start showing kids things before they've seen the newer stuff, they just, I mean, Target and Walmart right now have come out with a entire new line of Masters of the Universe action figures, remolded and reprinted from the original molds.
That's awesome. I saw those in the store, actually.
Yeah, it's making me want to start getting some, because like, it's just like, the idea of just having them in the box, not to resell, but I just love the nostalgia because they have the original boxes back. And I just remember like that. It was just the greatest time. I mean, toy stores in the 80s were fun too.
Yes.
You walked in, there was tons of things to do. And then to realize, like, as you got a little bit older, like after you saw Witchboard, because that was one of my favorites from growing up on here, and to realize that the toy store had a Ouija board section.
Children's Palace, Kitty City.
It didn't matter where you lived. Like, there was always one toy store that was way better than Toys R Us. Like, it just, because it was like.
Ours was KB Toys.
KB!
Yes, you remember that place?
I remember KB.
Yep, I used to go there every time we were at the mall. I loved how they used to have those big balloons that you go like this with the big string on the end of them, and I just go down the mall.
About the boom, boom, boom,
yes.
boom, boom. Yeah.
I would go around the mall just doing that all the time. Even when I was like 12, 13 years old and going to the mall with my friends, we'd all get those and go around the mall doing that. It was so fun. I missed the mall in the 80s.
Yeah.
I really missed the mall in the 80s.
There is a Facebook group, Jamie. I'll send it to you. I didn't even know about it till the other day, but it's called Just the 80s. And it's now my favorite new thing on Facebook. Because like every time I go on, there's something about something awesome. Like they were posting Swatch commercials earlier today. And I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing.
I just got a Swatch, a purple one, but I also saw one that is like a black and white zigzag with like a blue around it. And I thought, oh my God, I got to get that. So I'm saving my pennies right now. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to get it because it's got that Twin Peaks thing going.
You know what's funny, y'all? That's why like I totally refuse to every VHS tape of everything I've ever recorded since I was, I think, 8 years old. I haven't gotten rid of. Because I love literally, so I have my VHS hooked into my flat screen, to the Blu-ray, to the DVD player. And the quality is a little, but I love to watch my old VHS tapes that I didn't skip the commercials on. Mm-hmm. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
My girlfriend came in the other day and she was just like, she's like, Monty, like, what's wrong with you? Like, it's just like, I'm sick, honey. I can't help myself. I was like,
I absolutely love, like, I really wish that I had some of my old, VHS tapes from the 80s that were my first ones.
The Pound Puppy.
That's Pete. That's Pete. You see his nose is gone. And, my mom has passed on, but she got this for me when I was 6. So when we sold her house, I never got rid of Pete.
Of course
he's from 1986.
Ah.
Yep. And who's somebody else? Alf.
I have that.
Alf.
I got him. That's the one from Burger King.
Yes, it's the one from Burger King.
Man.
It's a puppet too.
Yep, that is. That's right, Cam.
No, I found my my Cabbage Patch Kid from when I was a kid, and it's a little Jewish kid. And, his name's Sidney Wyman, which I was like, Mom, you bought me this kid. Anyway, I didn't know that his hair was yarn, so I tried to brush it. So now he's got a fro. The only Jewish kid with an afro I've ever seen.
There's a lot of Jewish people with fros.
Yeah,
they got the cape too.
Yeah.
Hey Cam, did you know that? I mean, did you know about the Garbage Pail Kids and how that was essentially a FU parody of Cabbage Patch Kids?
You want me to bust out my collection right now?
You have Garbage Pail Kids?
Give me a second.
Oh my God! That movie is terrible, but it's awesome.
Christian, did Christian do a commentary for it?
Did he? If he did, I have to go watch it. Oh,
yeah, I think he did something for it. He did a live thing of it. I don't think it was a commentary, but he did something live while watching it. I know that.
My brothers loved the Garbage Pail movie. They watched it over and over and over and over again. Drove me crazy. They loved that movie so much they thought it was funny to take my Cabbage Patch doll and they drew a line from her belly button down and then drew pubes. And I was like, you ruined my Cabbage Patch doll. Do you realize that? You ruined my Cabbage Patch doll. I was so
By the way,
you want to go, Stone? I'm sorry.
Just real quick. By the way, there's an excellent documentary out there called 30 Years of Garbage, the Garbage Pail Kids story. Absolutely recommend you see it because it's so epic in the stories of how parents just were they were repulsed by these.
They hated it, Stone. I remember they hated it.
My mom
harmless bubblegum cards. Harmless bubblegum cards. Oh my God! Come on.
No,
really?
I'm gonna have to find that. I have them in like a picture, whatever, a binder, but it must be in a box. But I thought I had it right there in the closet. But it was great because I have all the original ones. I was series 1, 2, and 3. Because what would happen was we would go into the local store, and it was 25 cents for a pack, but $25 for the box, and so we would just buy the whole box and then open them all up.
Oh man!
And then we would go to the playground and trade the doubles.
Yeah,
you remember that?
Yep.
Those were the days.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God. Cam, did you see that? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I remember a friend of mine named Lori. She had her bedroom in her room, and she literally had the stickers of the Garbage Pail Kids all across the headboard of her. And I remember we used to just trip. I remember I wanted to see that movie so bad, and I did not see that film until I think I was 23 or 25 years old.
I've still never seen it.
You haven't?
I saw it.
It is atrocious.
Oh, it's trash. It's complete trash. It's not good trash because like I could watch Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren and go like, this is trash, but it's good trash. This is straight trash. It's horrible. It's awful.
It was very hard to find, and my video stores never carried it, so
it was never at any video store, Cam, but they have a special edition, I believe, from.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna get it. I just have to say real quick. I know we always talk about physical media. Between the Criterion sale, the Kino Lorber sale, the Warner Archive sale, and I know there were other sales too. I mean, I'm seeing people just like crying online about how their bank account is dwindled.
Oh wow!
Because this was supposed to be the last Warner Archive sale, because I think they're going to change distributors.
Is it over now?
I don't know. You might want to check, but they're not going to stop making the discs, but they may not sell them through their WB store. They may go through a different store. But it's still going to be Warner Archive. but like everyone's like, oh, are you going to buy something for Criterion? I was like, no, because the ones I want, which is Fast Sons of Richmond High, Defending Your Life with Albert Brooks.
Yes.
Those movies are coming out soon. So when the next sale comes, I'll pick those up. But Fast Sons of Richmond High, you have to get that one because it's going to have.
I do.
And the I do. More scenes than the movie does. So, and I love that movie. It's
a great high school movie.
The only thing that they needed to do for that edition is either include the book or have the book as a something that you can click in the special features and read on your TV screen if you needed to. Just scroll with arrows, just scroll through it.
That would have made it definitive, yeah.
Definitive, yeah, because that book goes for $800 on eBay.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So, do you remember that movie Never Been Kissed, Jamie, with Drew Barrymore?
Yes.
So that movie is based on what Cameron Crowe did for Fast at Richmond High, which was he was out of high school and he went back to high school to write a book. So he infiltrated the high school, and then he wrote Fast at Richmond High, which was a true story, and they turned it into the movie.
That's amazing. I had no idea. Yep. God, Drew Barrymore's outfits in that movie are horrible. They're awful. They're the worst ever.
But it's got a great ending. That movie has a great ending.
It does. I really like the ending a lot.
Yeah. So.
I haven't hit any of those sales. I have money. I could hit the sales. It's just that I keep on, like, I'm so cheap. I'm so cheap. I just go to Walmart and I read the $6 bin,
yeah, but you can't get like real good Scream Factories a lot at Walmart. So
no, you can't.
So and I had to get Earthquake the other day.
Like if the movie is super important to me, I'll go seek out a better copy, like I did with The Heretic, because that is so important to me. The Exorcist, I got a better copy because that one's so important to me. But most of the time, if I'm just running through Walmart getting groceries, I'll just stop in there just to see what's in there. Like last week, I got 6 different movies. I thought I was grabbing the original Child's Play, but it turns out it's the remake, and I've never seen it. So yeah, so I've never seen it, and I'm kind of excited because I haven't seen it yet. So I'm gonna make a whole night out of it and watch it.
I kind of liked it.
It's okay.
If I had known you guys years ago, I would have added you to my Voodoo collection, because that would mean whatever movie I added on, you would have gotten it. Any movie you added on, I would have gotten it. And I got like 4,000 titles in there. And there's
oh my gosh.
Yeah, they don't share anymore. They took away that function because they realized.
Do you have the Chucky collection on Blu-ray? Do you have that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's two things that would make that complete. You have to get the collector's edition from Shout Factory of the original, and then you have to get the remakes separate So, but
but in terms of
I'm a huge Chucky fan. I love seeing Chucky because I love Jennifer Tilly. I don't care what anybody says. I'm
a Jennifer Tilly cheerleader. I think she is just the greatest.
Tell me you're a Bound fan. Tell me you're a Bound fan.
Oh, come on.
Gina Gershon and
I love that movie. Joe Pantoliano?
Yeah. And I still think it's the Wachowski's best movie. Sorry, Matrix fans, but no. I think
that's a fantastic movie.
So Jack Bender, who directed Child's Play 3, directed I think 90% of Lost.
Really?
So, yeah. So
what?
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of watching. I just got through season 1. I just started season 2. It's fantastic. I'm loving every minute of it.
It only gets better.
I'm so I can't believe I let that get by me. I don't know why I would let that get by me, because at the time it was on, it seems like it would have been prime for me to be watching that show, because I was constantly feeding Alex and
just wait till you
diapers.
get to seasons 4 and 5. You're gonna go crazy.
I have a theory about what's happening.
Don't have a theory. Just watch it.
Don't have a theory.
Whatever your theory is, you're wrong, and you're gonna hate it anyway, because a lot of people got invested in the theories and they were all wrong, and their theories were sometimes better than what the writers came up with. So just enjoy it.
Well, I don't know. It seems to me like they're in purgatory or something.
No.
Well, not purgatory.
You'll have to see. See.
So
because,
excited.
Trust me, the writers knew that people were going to think that, so they play with your expectations with that.
Terry O'Quinn is a boss. I love that guy. He is so cool.
That's the Stepfather.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I watched the show.
He is so cool. I love that guy.
Yeah. Well, he only gets better. That series only gets better.
You know what? It's funny when I re-looked at his filmography, how many movies he was actually in. He was on Miami Vice back in the day. Mm-hmm. He was in Primal Fear. He was in Young Guns 1, wasn't he?
Yeah. What he does is he puts on a little mustache so you don't recognize him.
Yeah, well, it was interesting. I saw a YouTube video where he was actually talking about his roles, and I didn't think he was going to talk about the Stepfather, and he talked about it, and he was saying how he was surprised that people don't really. He said he was surprised people really remember that movie, and he said to him he thinks it's cheesy when he watches it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That first movie is one of the great character studies in a horror film. Like,
when he goes in the basement and he's slamming on stuff, and he goes, "I need a little order around here." It's like,
wow, there's nothing cheesy at all about that movie. I saw that in the theater. It was terrifying.
The only thing questionable about that movie is that the daughter's supposed to be 16 and we get a full frontal nude shot.
Oh God!
Yeah.
How old is Jill Shaolin? Jill Shaolin is like 25 in that movie.
It was the 80s, and things were a little different back then. You know, every single movie, whether it made sense or not, had to have a sex scene in the 80s. You ever notice that?
With the piano music in the background?
Yeah. Like out of nowhere, they're just getting it on.
My favorite is in Commando, when Arnold Schwarzenegger is beating the fuck out of Bill Duke in the hotel room, and they just smash through the wall, and there's just a guy there screwing a woman with huge breasts. I mean, they just pop out like, wow! Oh my God! No, it's like it pops up out of nowhere. Die Hard does that too. It has that very sneaky, brief nude scene in the beginning when they're taking him out of the office.
That's right, when the terrorists storm the room.
Yeah, very, very quick shots. As a kid, I was like, boobs!
It's not as good as this Commando, though.
All right, you know what? The very first R-rated movie that I saw from beginning to end, I was 10 years old. I remember I watched it with my dad. It was Lethal Weapon 2. Lethal Weapon 2 was my indoctrination to R-rated cinema. And I just remember during the sex scene with Mel Gibson, you know, my dad just said, "Don't tell your mom." I just looked at him like, "What? Why not?"
So that summer of '89 was, you want to talk about fun summers. You had Lethal Weapon 2, Last Crusade, Batman, Weekend at Bernie's. It was a great summer.
I'm Batman.
When I saw Batman in theaters,
I was blown away by Batman. But you know what's funny? I want to ask you guys a question. I was talking with somebody online about this. Why does everybody hate on Batman 89 now? Like it's like people rant on it.
They don't hate. They don't hate on it. They don't hate on it.
I don't know. What do you think, Stone?
Monty, here's what happened. In 89, Tim Burton's movie was like The Dark Knight. But then when you look at The Dark Knight, Tim Burton's movie looks like the 1960s Batman.
Yeah.
I can't quite agree with that.
It's
you know what I mean, though. It's silly.
I can't quite agree with that. No. Batman Returns, I still think is the darkest Batman. I don't care what anybody says.
I would agree with that, Stone. I would say, I mean, Danny DeVito with the I'd like to flipper. I remember even when I was 10, I remember sitting in the theater going like, what am I watching here?
Well, Warner Brothers, they got their Burger King tie-in canceled because of that movie.
Oh, Batman Returns. I still remember being completely perplexed when the movie ended. I remember talking with some friends going, why did Michael Keaton pick up that cat? We were all just like, what?
No, but there was something interesting about Batman Returns because it came out in summer of 92.
That's right.
And the thing was that 89, Batman was all over the place. It was everywhere, right? That sign, the Batman was everywhere. But by 92, Batman Returns came and went like nothing. Like it was like it didn't even make a dent in pop culture at all.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have done better had they released it during the holidays, during the Christmas season, like on Christmas Day?
I would say because it was a Christmas film. But in rewatching it, that movie's grown on me now. It's only because of the performances and the costume design. And I still think, I mean, a lot of people hate on Michael Keaton. Oh, he doesn't talk. He's not really in the movie. Or he speaks low. But Michael Keaton, there's something about how he projects darkness. He can do so much with so little, and there's a lot underneath. And he projects a lot through that mask. I think he's the best interpretation of a dark Batman, I think. Even though he's short, he's little.
Yeah, but I love him. Michael Keaton is a master of every martial arts. Like
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And if you look at the 89 Batman and 92, Michael Keaton is killing people in that movie too. So people need to shut up about Ben Affleck killing people because Michael Keaton
it's awesome. It's awesome.
He's blowing up people. He sends a clown into a gutter and explodes him. So come on.
It's awesome. Oh, when he's fighting the brother in the church at the end, and he pulls him down in the thing. There's a little bit of racism there. Yeah, but then only a black dude can be.
But when he leaves the power plant, he's blowing up the whole power plant with everybody inside.
Oh, he's killed all the workers too. But I will say, I think the chemistry between Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer in that dance scene in Batman Returns is.
Yeah, but they need to be in it
face to face.
I
think who sang that song face to face? Who was that? In the Batman Returns movie.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I have to Google it. I don't know.
But the thing is that if you look at Batman Returns, there's so much good in it, and then there's so much like Christopher Walken. What are you doing in this movie? Go out, leave.
I love him anyway. I love him anyway.
I know, but it's just one too many.
I love the scene where Danny DeVito was talking about, I want to teach him my French flipper trick. And it has that shot of Christopher Walken just staring at him with that walking look. He's a pervert.
If you really want to, I don't know, maybe you'll be mad, maybe you'll be happy. But Kevin Smith recorded commentaries for all 4 of the first Batman movies. And
I've heard them all.
He trashes all of them. But the thing is, though, is that he's so funny trashing something that, like, it's hard not to laugh along with it. You know?
I love those commentaries. I love them. I highly recommend everybody listen to those commentaries.
Yeah, they're on YouTube.
They're some of the funniest I ever heard. And I think his most legitimate criticism is the fact that why did they have to cast Chris O'Donnell, who was pushing 30, and he was supposed to be the boy wonder. He was supposed to be like, 16, 17? I mean, Burt Ward kicked his ass as far as I'm concerned.
It's because he was the it guy at the time, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he was the it guy.
Mad love.
27.
Yeah, I like Circle of Friends. I like Circle of Friends, but I was like, Robin? What? No.
I also agree with Kevin Smith where a valid criticism is that the opening scene of Batman 89 is the best that Gotham set looks. Because for the rest of 89 and 92, it looks completely like a set, which is fine. But the opening of Batman looks like a real city, even though it was a set. Like, it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
When they're trying to hail the cab and stuff, it looks incredible. It looks like Metropolis. It's so epic.
I think that scene, what is it? The scene where Jack Nicholson throws the feather in the guy's throat, and Michael Keaton is just kind of standing there like, I think I know him. That scene looks terrible. I mean, I'm saying in terms of the set, like when you look at when I saw it in the theater with my dad, I was like, oh wow. But when I watch it on now, I'm kind of like, wow, this looks like they just like shot it over here. It does look bad. It does.
Batman 89 for me, it's very memorable because that was the first time I ever went on a blind date.
Oh, did you like the guy, Jamie?
I did. Okay, so that summer I went to Georgia for the whole summer. I was living on Fort Stewart. That my uncle was in the Army, and I wanted to get away from my home. So I went with my aunt and uncle back down to Georgia for that summer. And they, wanted me to, not just stay in their house all the time. They wanted me to have some, people to hang out with. But my uncle didn't want it to be like the 18-year-old fresh guys, in the Army. So he told them that hands off because I was 16. He's like, that's my niece. You touch her, you look at her, you're done. But there was this other guy who had his 15-year-old nephew visiting for the summer too. And so they
So was hands on, Jamie?
Yeah, no. This guy, okay, so he was not my type at all. He was blonde haired and blue eyed, which I'm not attracted to people with blonde hair and blue eyes. I like Italian looking guys, with like dark hair, dark eyes, darker complexion, I kind of like that mafia look, So this guy was like a skater, he wore the skater punk. He wore like pink, like t-shirts. What were those ones? Colors Fast or Color something? The ones that when you put them on, they would change color. Do you remember those?
Oh yeah.
He wore stuff like that, and he was a skateboarder. And so, that was cool. I kind of like that because I always did have a thing for skater boys, but it was so weird. And we kissed like once and it was awful. It was the worst. I hated it.
This is the other thing. We talk about 80s films being fun. One other thing is because we remember these movies because of where we were in life.
Yep.
Like I remember, when I saw Stand By Me, when I saw The Goonies, when I saw Lethal Weapon 2. I can't remember last week, but I can remember going to the theater to see Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah.
Why? Because it was just it was important to me.
Yeah, that's how I feel about a lot of movies, especially like as I got older. When I was younger, it was like family, it was me and my mom, or me and my brothers, or sometimes it would be my mom taking like me and my friend, to the movies. So my memories from like all the 80s movies are always, family related. But then once you start getting up to like 89 and then 90, 91, that's when I started going out on dates. And those movies are memorable to me, but I also have like certain ones that I can't remember a whole lot of. And I might have actually seen it, but don't remember because, let's
talk about something really important that no other YouTuber will talk about. And that is we have good memories with these movies.
Yes.
But if you saw a movie with someone you hate now,
oh God,
you can't rewatch that movie anymore.
Yeah.
So I've always told people when you start going out with somebody, only watch things you don't like. So if you break up, you don't have to lose the good stuff.
Yep.
My boyfriend in high school, his parents owned a video store. So literally, like I was watching whatever, I could watch whatever I wanted whenever we wanted to. We would bring that stuff back to my house and, hang out in my room. Mm-hmm. So I have a lot of really good memories of that. The thing is, like all my old boyfriends, this is really disturbing for me, but I have 3 Maine old boyfriends, and none of them are allowed to even talk to me. None of them are allowed to be Facebook friends with me, all because they say, oh, we've got too much of a past. And I'm like, what? That's Jamie, not fair.
I wanted to ask you a question about that as a lady. How does your husband feel about, like, if you like, I'm not trying to get personal or anything like that, but I mean, like, if you just go like, oh, hey, my boyfriend from like 9th grade, Matthew said hi, like, is it like cool with you too?
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he'd care at all if like my boyfriend Vic, my ex-boyfriend Vic, if he said hi to me or anything. I don't think he'd care about that. Actually, it's kind of funny. When I first started dating Scott, we were at the lake. It was 4th of July, and we were at the big festivities down there. And I'm walking down the road, and I feel I had my hair in pigtails, and I feel someone pull my hair like that. And I turn and look, and it's my ex-boyfriend Vic. And Scott and I had only been together about 3 months at the time, and he was like all ready to kick his ass. I mean, he was like, I'm going to kick that guy's ass. And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. It's no big deal, you know. But it's like, there's certain boyfriends, like my ex-boyfriend Greg, he cheated on me. He treated me really dirty. I didn't really. I do wish though that we could be friends, because he is the first person I ever French kissed, and that was in 7th grade.
Ooh.
And he also he also was one of the first people I dated after I broke up with my main boyfriend in high school. So it was.
You went back to him?
Yeah.
Damn.
See, it wouldn't have happened except for the fact that I got a job at this place called Honest John's, you know, pizza and wings and stuff like that, subs. And he worked there as a delivery driver.
Okay.
And
hang on.
Yeah.
I know we're talking to the world and everything like that. So, but the thing is, though, is you're dating someone at a restaurant that you both work at, and you have to close together. Oh, good Lord. How many times did you get smooched on one of the tables?
Never. I would never have done that in that place. Let me tell you what. No.
Oh, come on, Jamie. Tell us the truth. Give us the inside scoop.
No. It was always at the after parties.
Let me tell you something. I managed movie theaters back in the day. I can tell you straight up that so many people I worked with all had sex in the theater.
I knew some girls that did that stuff, and I was like, are you nuts? What are you doing? I never did anything like that. I was a good girl. I never did anything like that.
Look at Stone. Stone's horrified.
That's what drive-ins are for. That's what drive-ins are for. I'm dead serious. I am dead serious. We need drive-ins back. Back with the drive-in. Seriously.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, it's obvious. It's just obvious.
I remember going to the movies, and you know, there'd be people up in like the back corner, in the darkest corner of the theater. Always a couple up back there.
Jamie's going to the movies with her ex-boyfriend, cutting a hole at the bottom of the popcorn bag like diner.
No.
I love the description though. She's in the darkest corner. Way back there.
Look, that boyfriend,
they can't hear me. Can you hear me?
That boyfriend that I worked with at the pizza place, like I said, he cheated on me with one of my friends. I almost kicked her ass. I went after her. I grabbed her by the hair, and I was pulling. I tried to get her. She was sitting in his car, and I grabbed through the passenger seat, right through the window, and I had her by the hair, and I was gonna pull. I was trying to pull her straight out the window.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Jamie.
She rolled up that window, and I couldn't get her.
Jamie like beats people up.
You know what? I may be 5 feet tall, and at the time I probably weighed 95 pounds. But I will pummel you.
Hey, Jamie, you should have rolled up the window on her neck. That's what you should have did. They probably didn't have power windows, but I mean, the old school ones roller neck up in that damn window.
I was doing this in the parking lot of our workplace too, and our boss was out there cheering me on. That was weird. That guy, I love that guy still to this day. He was probably one of the best bosses I ever had in my life. But
I had a female roommate for a long time, and she was just a friend. But I remember talking to her when I went, "What's the craziest thing you've ever done growing up?" She goes, "Oh, I got together with some friends and we did a gang initiation and beat the crap out of somebody." I was like, "Holy Jesus!" And I live with you?
Oh my God, that's crazy.
It is. You sometimes you don't want to ask.
Yeah.
Find out what people have done.
Well, that boss, he used to like to take all the delivery guys, in a limo to Canada to go to, the strip club up there. And they all come back one night and they're all hyped up. And Greg's laughing and telling me, John got a dance with a stripper that looks exactly like you. And I said, what? And he said, yeah. And then I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's disgusting. I didn't want to look at John for like weeks after that because it was absolutely disgusting. But I forgot what I was saying though. Oh yeah, a little while after that, I was at the mall, and my dad used to work at the mall in the Sears mechanic shop in there, and I went in there to talk to my dad to get some money, and he goes, "You're not stripping in Canada, are you?" And I'm like, what?
I would have been like, Dad, if I was, I wouldn't be coming to you for money.
Yeah, and I go, Dad, I'm not stripping. I'm living at your house. I mean, he's like, I know. It's just that these guys, I guess all the guys he was working in were like whispering and saying all this stuff, saying, we think it might be Jamie stripping at this club. And my dad was like, no.
What?
Didn't you want to go up there and see this girl?
I did want to go up there and see that girl, but I didn't go. I did go up there to go to some other clubs, but I never went in a strip club back then. I never went to a strip club.
Growing up, my mom in high school, she'd say, "What are you guys going to do tonight?" And I'd be like, "Oh, we're just going to go out and, deal some drugs and deal, just, oh, you guys." And I'm thinking to myself going, we could have been.
Is there anybody in the chat right now?
Yeah, Christian's in there.
Wait, they're
Corny's in there. Jay's in there.
They're saying
Ghost
they can't hear me.
Yeah, they are saying that. I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Is anybody else having a problem?
I can hear you just fine. I don't know why they can't. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear all of you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny when you think back to like your old, when you were young, 19, 20, 21, and life is fresh and new, and you got it. I was driving an old freaking 1978 Oldsmobile Delta 88. This thing was a boat. I mean, it was huge. And I had to sit on pillows in order to reach the pedals, and it idled at 40. So I didn't even have to hit the pedal to go 40 miles an hour. I would just go 40 miles an hour. I remember I worked at Ponderosa. Do you know what Ponderosa is?
Ponderosa?
Yeah.
That is so freaking old school.
I know. Well, have you ever seen the movie Waiting?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That is exactly what it was like working at Ponderosa.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Okay. And it was so fun. Every night we'd all have a party together every single night. And they all used to make fun of me with that car, driving that car. And one time we decided to steal steaks from the the back. And so we threw them in my trunk because we were going to take them to a party that night. We were going to fry them up, in the fire because we were going to a bonfire. Well, I forgot about them. For a long time. And I go to my dad because my brakes were broke. And I'm like, can you fix my brakes for me? And he's like, sure. So I bring him my car and I leave. I get this phone call at work. My dad goes, "There's maggots in your trunk." And I'm like, what? I totally forgot that we had steaks in there and that they were from summer. This is fall. So I couldn't smell it way up there. I mean, we're talking, this car was huge. I couldn't smell it way up there. It's so funny. I still to this day laugh my buns off thinking how mad my dad was. So mad. He was so mad. I loved it.
I think I fixed it. But unfortunately, I have to get going. But I just wanted to come on for a little bit and say hi. So
okay, well, thanks for coming, Cameron. We'll see you later.
Of course, it's a pleasure. See you later.
See you.
Yes, Christian, come on.
Yeah,
come on in.
Did Christian say he was coming on?
Yep, he says he is.
Oh, come on, Christian.
Yeah, Christian, come on, man.
Ponderosa. That is. Oh my God, that is. Well, we had plenty of those here in Ohio, Jamie.
Yeah. Do you guys still have them?
No, they're all gone now. I think they're like I don't know what they're probably like checking cash buildings now.
Yeah,
they still have the same structure. It's like Ponderosa, and it's got checking cash over that. It's like
there's a Mexican restaurant in there now. It's still the same building, but it's a Mexican restaurant called El Cachino or something like that. I don't know.
We got that place here in Columbus.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, it's a place. I think it is El Cachino. I had some of that. Me and my girl had some of that the other day. Yeah, it tore my stomach up, but it was good though.
Yeah, I went to their restaurant and I wanted to get street tacos because I had been to San Diego, and San Diego has the most awesome street tacos. Every street you're on, there's street tacos everywhere, and I love them. But they put some kind of red sauce on them and stuff, and I was like, this ain't right. These people in the north don't know what they're freaking doing. I don't want to eat this shit. I was so mad because I love it. So now I just make them at home. I know how to make them at home, so I just make them at home.
Oh, that is so funny.
If you guys haven't had street tacos, oh my, they are so good. You get like 3 with like steak, and they put cilantro on it, and then you get a lime and you squeeze the lime out. It's so good. Yum.
I've actually had them before. I think that was when I went to. No, that was when I went to California. I don't know if it was when I went to San Francisco or something like that, but I know they were very good. And when we went to San Francisco, we also went to Mexico. We went to Tijuana, which I remember was one of the most terrifying experiences ever of my childhood by going to Tijuana. It was literally like I stepped into Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. It was frightening. It was very frightening. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget seeing people with no legs when I was like 7, and kids who were my age asking me for change.
Oh my gosh.
Which was quite terrifying. Yeah.
As
you can see, I've never forgotten it.
I can't even imagine that. I mean, I when we were in San Diego, I came out of one of the restaurants and there was a homeless guy right there, and he goes, "Are you gonna eat that?" Because I had my food, and I gave it to him. And Scott's like, "Stop doing that." And I'm like, "I want to do it. I want to give these people."
Oh, what's wrong with that, man? Go ahead, give my man a half a taco.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Why not?
I felt like I was helping them out, and I feel bad when they're out there, so I want to help, One time I saw this lady on the side of the road too. She had a big sign saying she couldn't get back to her kids or whatever, and she might have been scamming people, but the weather was so bad. We were in a blizzard. There's no way this woman was standing out there in a blizzard like that, just faking it. So I get out of my car and I handed her $5, and I was like, "Please get some coffee or something at least." It's not much. I didn't have much, but I gave her $5 because
what's so funny, Jamie, was here. One of my best friends, he told me there was a dude on the side of the road. This was like around the holidays, like way last year. My man was kind of like, doing this kind of thing. So my buddy went home. He had some clothes he was gonna give to the Salvation Army. He went and gave him a coat, and he said, "Well, my man was like this." My man was like, Ooh. My man was like, "Oh, I'm good on the coat, man. I don't need it." Like, what? Yeah, it was freezing outside. My friend offered him a big coat, and he was like, No, I'm good. Like, really? How do you go like this and go, "Oh, I'm good"?
Wow. I wonder if it's because he thinks, if I don't have the coat, I'm going to look poorer and they'll give me money.
He probably wanted some money for crack. That's all.
Yeah.
He probably just wanted to smoke a little crack.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's hilarious. So, Jamie, what's wrong with you in the Twin Peaks thing? Oh, I'm sorry, Stone.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I'm going to start Twin Peaks Tuesdays on my channel, where I'm going to start watching Twin Peaks from the pilot on up. And I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to do a review. I'll do a couple episodes every week, and then work my way up through all the way to the end. And I might have guests on and stuff, but I think it might be more me just talking by myself mostly about it. I'm thinking about doing recordings of them and then putting them up rather than doing like live streams about them. But sometimes I'm going to do live streams. Like I think I might do a live stream when I watch the pilot, and then when I watch Fire Walk with Me, and then when I watch The Missing Pieces, because those ones are like special to me, especially Fire Walk with Me. Fire Walk with Me is, so I'd like to say it's my favorite David Lynch movie. I can't say that it is for sure, but it fights with Mulholland Drive, all the time for the
Mulholland Drive.
Yeah.
Well, Mulholland Drive and Elephant Man for me, but yeah.
Oh, Elephant Man is the reason I love David Lynch.
There you go. Yeah.
I saw that when I was 8 years old. I saw it in second grade. Our teacher brought it in and showed it to us as like almost as if it's like a documentary. And I was absolutely disturbed by the beginning of it, and it touched me at that age. I was always a little more mature, for my age than I actually was. So at 8, I was floored by this. And I went home, and I remember telling my mom, we're watching The Elephant Man in school, and I really, really like it. And she said, oh, well, that's going to be playing on HBO. And I was like, awesome. So I sat there, and I must have watched that movie 50,000 times.
Oh.
My mom was like, why do you love this sad movie so much? And I was like, I don't know. It's beautiful. It was beautiful to me. The floating heads in space, and the heart-wrenching story. I didn't necessarily like the beginning part where he has this like little myth where the elephant runs over the mom, and that's how he gets elephantitis. I mean, I thought that was a little bit, crazy. But at 8, you don't know any better, So, yeah, that started my love for David Lynch, and then my mom took me to see Blue Velvet. And
your mother took you to see Blue Velvet, Jamie?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God! How old were you?
Let's see, it was 86, so I turned 12 that year.
Oh my God!
It could have been 13.
And you would have think that her mother would have taken her to see My Little Pony the movie instead. With the
smooth with Dennis Hopper sucking in. What is he sucking in that mask?
Oh, the nitrous. Nitrous.
God.
And the thing is, my mom's sitting right here, right next to me, and that part comes on, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that I'm watching this right now with my mom next to me. But I wanted her to think that I could handle anything. And so I just sat there with a stone cold face and acted like nothing that I was seeing bothered me, even though it was absolutely disturbing. And I could see her looking at me, out the corner of my eye. And she was like impressed, I think, because she was like, all right, she's all right with this. So as long as I was all right with it, she was all right with it. And because I went to the movies so often, they knew me. So even though I was young, if I went there with like my friends or whatever, and it was a rated R, they let me in anyway, because they knew that my mom took me all the time and that I could handle it. So it was kind of cool. We got Christian.
The man's in the house.
Christian.
I'm not the man.
Yeah. Christian, what's up, man?
What's up, happening?
How you been, man?
I'm just trying to catch up. These 12-hour shifts are killing me.
I know, man. They've been killing me over at the hospital too, man. I know.
God bless you, dude. No, I'm good though. I'm good though. I'm finally free when Jamie's doing a show, so thought I'd hop on.
Yeah, I figured, I was all dolled up for, going to the meeting, so I figured I might as well, as long as I look to do a show.
Cheers.
Plus, it's been a while, and I figured I need to stay a little bit relevant. So, and I am motivated. I am trying to push myself to get more content on my channel. It's just been slow going because I feel like every time I get a little bit, it's corny. I feel like every time I get a little bit closer to getting to that goal, there's some kind of obstacle that gets in my way that stops me or has me like reeling or in a bad mood. Generally some of the crap that goes on the other channel I used to be on can drive me a little wild sometimes, and they've brought me down a few pegs here and there, and I'm pretty upset over that video from yesterday.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
What are you doing?
Hello? Is that Jamie?
It is.
Hey, Jamie.
Hi.
How you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey.
Hey, baby. Come on over here. I'm still at work. I'll go hop on when I get home.
Oh, you're still at work? Oh, there he goes.
Okay. Look, I have all three of you guys together. Jamie, Christian, Monty, I love you guys, okay? Look, I have to ask you, because I gave you all three of you, the exact same Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie said she saw it long ago.
Yep.
Christian, I believe, was your first time for you, and Monty, I believe, it's first time for you. Please be honest. What did you guys think?
I think it looks fantastic. It looks fantastic, and I always loved that movie anyway. It's really
okay.
It's really, I always enjoyed that movie, and I always thought it was really funny in a way, and I always enjoyed it. So, and that copy looks fantastic. The colors are amazing.
Just perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I mean, yeah. That's part of the reason why it's my second favorite movie of all time, because visually the colors they pop so much on that criterion. It's just amazing.
I love colorful movies and ones that have really good music in it and stuff. And that one satisfies those urges for me. I like that a lot. What do you guys
Have you been able to watch it? Oh yeah, Monty.
It was absolutely insane, and I loved every minute of its craziness. It was crazy. It was
crazy.
Really crazy, and it's funny how it shifts between. I tell you one thing: when I watch movies like that from that time period, it makes me wish that I actually was like in my 20s, in the late 60s and early 70s, because it was free love.
Yeah,
free love. I mean, I was just like, wow, they're in the backseat of cars, they're on the beach, they're here, they're there. I'm like, this is fantastic. I loved it.
I'm sorry, Ghosty. We should mention what movie this is because we didn't mention.
Sorry.
It's
Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
Thank you.
Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only scene that pissed me off was I think it was the scene where it was the two brothers were she was sleeping with the one guy who she left for the guy who was a little bit more meeker. The big no. I think she took him back. The meeker guy. She took the beta guy back, and the alpha guy just walked into the door. And I was looking at him like, "Are you serious, bro? You just gonna let him walk up in your spot like that and kick your ass? No, hell no." That scene pissed me off because I was like, "No, I'm gonna go down like that." You should have
the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yes, no. I mean, he should at least have tried. He shouldn't have let him in. And they ain't let him kick his ass in her house in front of her. Come on, no, unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Christian? Had you seen it before?
Yeah.
No, I had never even a movie like that is something that was so far removed from my radar, my young, feeble mind. I love Cynthia Myers now, though. That was a great movie. I did. I loved it. My wife was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Well, it was a gift from my buddy, and he's a lot more inept in cinema history than me." She goes, "I could tell. I've never seen you watch anything like this before." I loved it.
And did you recognize? Oh yeah. What's up?
Oh no, I'm saying, were you inebriated when you watched it, Christian?
I was sober as a nun in church when I watched it.
Hey, did you recognize Ed King from Leonard Skinner?
No, I did not. No.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't know about that.
He was in this band called Strawberry Alarm Clock, and they play at the party.
That's right.
Supposedly, Pam Grier pops up somewhere in that party scene. I have seen the movie a billion times.
I looked, Stone. I didn't see her.
I didn't.
Oh, now I'm going to play Where's Waldo with that.
And that is definitely a Where's Waldo thing. She's credited, so I mean she's there somewhere. She's there somewhere. But I love that entire cast. I mean, Dolly Reed, who was the very first British Playboy playmate of the year in 1966, and Cynthia Myers was also Playboy. But I mean, it's just I love how the fact that a lot of the female characters, of course, have the signature giant breasts, and yet they are the ones that are the dominant characters, and the men are the submissive characters.
Yep. I like that.
Russ Meyer and Roger Ebert were so progressive. And according to Roger Ebert, this is the one time in studio history where the inmates took over the asylum. Yeah. And you can clearly see that. I mean, it's my second favorite movie of all time, period, and it always will be. It's one of those. When I first saw it in college, I was just thinking, okay, you got these great musical numbers. I mean, tell me you like the music in the movie, please.
Yeah. I love the music.
Fantastic. It's fantastic.
Sweet Talking Candy Man. I mean, all that stuff. One of the great fake bands in movie history is that the Carrie Nations, nay, the Kelly Affair. I prefer Carrie Nations. But can you imagine that Roger Ebert wrote that screenplay, which I have a copy of, by the way. I do have a copy of his first draft script. He wrote it 6 weeks. It's dated 6 weeks after the Manson murders.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Ooh, yeah, and of course Sharon Tate, who sadly was a victim of the Manson massacre, she was in the original Valley of the Dolls from 1966, which I don't own on Criterion, but I do feel the need to get it. I will confess I've read the Jacqueline Suzanne book twice.
I have it up here somewhere.
It's not the worst thing ever. It's a guilty pleasure, but at the same time, I don't think it's camp so much as just dated nonsense. And I just think what they did with Beyond was a brilliant satire, not just of Hollywood, but also a brilliant spoof of that book and that original movie. You don't have to own the book and the movie of the original Valley of the Dolls to enjoy Beyond. Bottom line, it's just, oh man, everything. And finally, I'll just say this: a lot of people think it's indescribable. I can perfectly describe it. I think I've always looked at it as the Rocky Horror Picture Show meets Josie and the Pussycats with a dash of Helter Skelter.
Yes, that is a good description. I agree. Very good.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I think. So, believe me, if you've not seen Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, I can't give it my highest recommendation. It's just and the Batman and Robin the costumes here at the end. You notice that? Oh, genius, just genius.
I was so perplexed. Like, that movie was such a mind screw. Like, it goes to so many different genres, and people are I don't know, asexual, bisexual. It's just like, it's everything. It's just like, and the one guy goes into like this monologue where he's like, "No, I'm really a woman, but I'm really a man." And I thought the dude was like really gonna be with it. Like, I really legit thought dude was like, he's like, "Come on with me. I know you love me. I'm really Robin, Queen of the Desert." And I thought dude was with it. I was like, "Oh, dude was with this." And then he looked at him and laughed. I was like, "Oh, he's not."
Yep.
What the hell is going on?
I swear it. You will drink the black spell of my vengeance.
And he decapitated somebody, and I was like, "What?"
And they snuck in the 20th Century Fox fanfare at that moment. It was brilliant. It's just brilliant.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Do you guys have Hulu?
Mm-hmm.
There is a documentary on there about Hugh Hefner that I want you guys to watch. It is so good.
Whoa.
He is my hero. I love that guy.
Hugh Hefner, Jamie?
I mean, I thought I loved Larry Flynn. Hugh Hefner is a boss. I love that guy. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's brand new.
It's new. It's new. Yeah, I don't even think all of the episodes are out yet. I don't think I've seen it all yet. So
I put it in here. I got Hulu on my phone. I put in Hugh Hefner documentary.
It is so good, and he is such a fascinating person. I mean, I had a friend who worked for him back in the early 2000s. He was his assistant, and I remember him coming home for a visit, and he was on my friend Heather, who's got big boobs, right? He's like, hey, you got to come to the mansion. You know, Hef's gonna love you. And she's like, what? No way. I was like, why are you not taking this guy seriously? You could go there. You could become a millionaire. Are you nuts? And now I really wish she would have done that, because now she's stuck here. And she's the 45-year-old woman still going to the bar, which is, she never got married.
Oh, no, that's completely awesome, especially if you're a 20-year-old.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, Ben Grimm, have you heard me talk about Heather before?
That's her name? Jamie?
Yeah.
Well, you got to have her on the channel one day. We can conversate.
If she ever wants to, she's totally welcome to. But she's not. I don't think she watches a lot of YouTube, and she works in a law office, and she's not quite as up to date.
Bring her on. I'd love to talk to her. Come on.
I would love to bring her on, because she's a riot, and you guys would love her. Everybody loves her, but she's just not. She's not real.
That's okay. We'll open her up. We'll get her to be an open book.
Yeah, she's not real. I don't know, into this whole online world. I can barely get her on Facebook. I mean, I have to literally text her on my phone if I want to talk to her, because she won't answer her emails. She doesn't answer her Facebook. She didn't move at the time the way I did.
What's really funny though is when normal folks who are not like us, when I tell them about YouTube and my podcast and all that, they literally are just like, what are you doing? You're going to shoot one of your little videos? I'm just like, this is legit, man. This is real stuff. But if you're not into movies and shows and all that kind of stuff, I mean, this stuff just doesn't mean shit to them.
No, I know. There are very few people in my family that really understand what it is I'm doing. I think they think it's quaint and cute, and I'm like, I'm taking this stuff serious. This I could actually end up making money at this, and they look at me like, yeah, okay, honey.
Oh, it's hysterical. Some of my cousins are lawyers and all this other kind of stuff. They're like, what are you doing, Monty? Well, I work in a hospital, and I do YouTube in my part time. They go, okay, yeah.
Well, that's I was telling you guys. I was telling you guys earlier that my son is jealous of me. He said, "Mom, you're living my dream," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You're living the dream I always wanted. I always wanted to be a YouTuber." So, he understands. He sticks up for me, and he supports me fully in everything I'm doing. I'm hoping one day that I can get him on to talk some movies with us, because I think you guys would really like my son. He's a riot. Get him on. He's got school tomorrow, so he's probably sleeping.
But, now, but another time, get him on. I love to talk to him.
I would love to get him on. One time he did come on Coffee Time. He didn't really show his face much, but he solved a Rubik's Cube in 40 seconds.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He taught himself to do that. I almost cried my pants because I never. Hi, Kathy. That's my cousin. Cat's Piece. That's my cousin Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
I had a Rubik's Cube. I never learned to solve that thing. It just sat in the closet, just sitting there all messed up for my entire life. And then one day he goes, "Hey, Mom, look at this." He's about, 8, 9, 10 years old. He goes, and it's done. And I'm like, Did you just solve that? What the heck? And then I'm like, how did you learn that? And he says it's easy. And I'm like, I don't understand how you can say it's easy at all. But he taught himself some kind of algorithm that he can do it every single time. And we've bought him different kinds, different size ones and everything. He gets them every time. I'm amazed.
I got something to say about the Rubik's Cube. I mean, I probably picked one up maybe 6 or 7 times in my life and never could figure it out. I mean, I thought this was a waste of time, whatever. I usually throw it back to where it was and whatever. But in my favorite comedy of all time, which is a 1982 film called Night Shift with Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton. Yeah. There's a great scene in that movie where Henry Winkler is on the bed waiting for his girlfriend to come out of the bathroom, and he's winding the Rubik's Cube. Now, this was actually in 1981 when it was filmed. This is when it first came out.
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube was introduced in 1981. On his chest, while he's trying to figure this out, is a book that says How to Solve Rubik's Cube.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember back in the 80s, we used to have those contests, remember? And all those people were real nerdy. They looked like they belonged in like Revenge of the Nerds, So I was always like, only the smart people can figure that crap out. I couldn't figure that crap out.
Is that a Ron Howard film?
Yes, it was his second movie, Ron Howard. Yeah, directed by Ron Howard, but it was the film debuts of Michael Keaton, Shannon Doherty, and
Shelley Long.
And Shelley Long was in it too, yes. But also Kevin Costner was also his first film in Night Shift.
Costner is in that?
Oh, was he in that? I didn't remember.
He's a frat boy. When the Animal House frat is partying in the city in the morgue, and Ron Howard's brother, what's his name again? Clint Howard. Yeah, they open the morgue drawer and he's having sex with one of the college cuties from the Animal House frat. It's hilarious. And Kevin Costner plays a frat guy. Michael Keaton has a beer can on his head, and Kevin Costner is right behind him cheering.
What?
Wow!
Oh, I gotta.
So Led Zeppelin. So you can pause the movie at a certain point, and you can see Henry Winkler, Michael Keaton, and Kevin Costner all in the same shot. He's wearing a gray shirt. It's just,
wow, I'm going to have to go back and look at that.
I adore that movie with all my heart. It is truly, without a doubt, the funniest movie I've ever seen. Ever.
I agree. I love it.
I love it. And we need a Blu-ray of it, damn it.
Oh, this is it right here. They got him talking about it on Ellen.
I think Kino Lorber would do that.
What's a mukbang? What's that? Explain that to me.
Mukbang is like eating. It's like, I think it actually derives from like Japan or China, and it's like taping yourself eating. Like it's you tape yourself eating food and you kind of talk to the camera by yourself. And a lot of people in Asia and Japan, like they like to watch that stuff if they live alone, because it gives you like a sense of you're eating with somebody. But like some people in America enjoy the sound of people chewing, and I guess there's a fan base for everything, but it's pretty popular. There are people that do it for a living on YouTube. If you just type in mukbang,
it's more than just a lifestyle. It's a hobby.
I could get paid for eating in front of people online? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, when I say that there are YouTubers that do average 1.5 million views a video, I'm serious. Like it's a
wow.
It's kind of gross. I don't like the sound of if somebody's chewing with their mouth open at my dinner table, I'd threaten their life.
Yeah, much less.
One of my favorite channels on YouTube is Top Fives, and they did a mystery video one time, which showcased this mukbanger named Kate Yupp, who would gorge this mountain of seafood on camera. First time I ever heard of mukbang, and people started to get the conspiracy theory that she was being held hostage, like you never saw her face, and the table gets supposedly kicked at one point, and they see subliminal messages that you say help in her writing online and everything, and yeah, people think that I don't know. They think that she's being held for held hostage somewhere and being forced to do this. That's pretty.
I have seen lots of videos like about that kind of stuff with people that they think is like are being like forced to make videos and all this stuff, and I don't know if it stems from the Allen tutorial or whatever, but
I mean, I'm kind of one of those people. I don't like making videos, but there's this guy who oversees me, and he gets angry if I don't live stream every night.
Wait. So, Hayden, what are you doing? Why are you on the floor?
I'm naked.
What?
What?
You're not allowed to be on my stream naked.
Well, you can't see me.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just joking. I have a shirt on.
He looks like the neighbor from Home Improvement right now.
Wilson.
Oh my God.
Your best work.
Only see half his head.
Like total PSTD from James in his baths.
It's PTSD.
Oh yeah, I do that backwards every time.
Hold on.
It's not my fault. I have brain.
Are you wearing pants?
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
Hey, they're boxer briefs, okay?
this video has been demonetized.
No, you didn't see anything. Oh my God.
Somebody rewind.
I thought that was out of frame.
Oh, so that's what you were watching, huh?
It is in frame.
The Masturbation Network. Keeping America paid for over 400 years.
You were in
Don't
frame,
worry,
all right?
I've seen worse, Hayden. Believe me.
No, I just took my jeans off. I've still got boxer briefs on. Okay, it's okay. No one needs to see that again, though.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a second, you guys. So just talk away.
Oh boy.
Oh, I scared her away. Damn it. So this doll movie, pretty good.
Yeah. Have you ever seen it?
What it is? No, I haven't though.
It's the prequel to Annabelle.
Oh.
I do want to see it. The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood made me aware of it. Is that the same movie they talk about in there with Sharon Tate?
Yep.
Who's Sharon Tate?
Yeah, and I know that's where you get your name from, right? It's a quote from that movie.
I've only seen it once. I have it on Blu-ray. I gotta watch it again.
Isn't that where they say Stone Gas Man?
In Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I got.
That's the origin. That's the origin of my name. It's from Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. If you really want to know. That's why it wasn't a surprise to you, Monty.
No. Well, no. When I was watching it, I was like, what the? Huh? And I was like, I see. But I did love what's that scene where I'm not even gonna say what's that scene. I know what scene it is, but I believe it's the scene where the two ladies consummate their relationship. That was a fantastic piece of filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
I loved every minute of it. It was great.
I guess this begs the question that I've never asked, and I should have asked this. Jay, I have a question. Do you like stingrays?
Sure. They're fine.
Sure. They're fine. They took the life of Steve Irwin, damn it.
Are you a Steve Irwin fan?
I actually am a Steve Irwin fan.
That's why I'm a Stingray fan.
Oh, crikey!
No,
Poor guy.
my username goes back to when I was like a kid. I don't know how it got started, but some of my buddies started saying it.
So that's where that came from, Jay. They just call it.
Nobody calls me Jay really, except like my good friends and my family. So Jay the Stingray. I don't know how that got started.
Oh damn, that's badass, man.
I think it is badass.
It could be worse. Yeah.
You know what? Stingrays don't get enough attention as a species, and I applaud you for having the name.
What?
I'm serious. What? I'm serious.
Guys, how is it that you guys get a picture up there? Because like every time I go off camera, and I just have a little gray guy there
Oh, like
instead of
this?
my picture. Yeah, and I don't know how in the world to get a picture.
Okay,
of it.
so do you see your square not in the frame, but in the like down below, and there's 3 dots in the corner? Click on the 3 dots and click Edit Audio Avatar.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Yep.
And
then I can just put a picture there. Oh, this is awesome.
There you go.
Except it's not letting me do it.
Jay. Oh, that is bad. That is badass. I love that song. I love
What
that
song?
The Alice Cooper Man Behind the Mask Friday 6.
Oh yeah.
You know, I was reading online that Friday 6 like did the worst financially out of all the Friday movies.
Oh,
I was
really?
like, really?
That was Jason Takes Manhattan.
No, Jason X.
Jason, okay. Because I swear I saw something where they said Friday 6 was the lowest grossing.
There you go.
It was less than Part 5, which I found a little surprising, honestly, because you would think with all that Alice Cooper promotion that it would do a bit better. And
yeah, I read
great.
that I think it was up against Aliens. I think that summer was why it didn't do so good.
Oh.
Which movie?
I mean, Friday 6 did bad because
Friday
of
6,
Aliens.
yeah.
Well,
1986 again.
Yeah,
it
86.
certainly wasn't a smash hit like 1, 2, or 3, but I remember if memory serves, on the Crystal Lake documentary, it did a little worse than 5 because people got burnt, but it still made almost $20 million against like a couple $1 million budget. So, I mean, it certainly was a success, but it wasn't the money that they were used to getting like they were in 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
7 did pretty much the same as 6, and then 8 did like $12 million against a $5 million budget.
Yeah.
So the Paramount wise, Jason Takes Manhattan was the worst. The worst. Especially because it actually had almost $5 million to its budget.
Going to see Part 5 was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had in my entire life. It was packed. I mean, packed.
Yeah. Which always makes me wonder why you don't like it. If that nostalgic memory is that great, you know what I mean? I don't. Yeah.
It was hard for me because, okay, so I'm with my babysitter. Well, she really wasn't my babysitter anymore at the time because I was stealing her job away. But I went with her, and she got really mad at the end, and I think it kind of had an effect on the way that I thought about the movie forever after that, because she was like, what, who's this guy? And everybody, like, it wasn't just her, it was like everybody in the theater was like stood up and started yelling, and it was almost
really was that a serious reaction, Jamie?
Yeah, it was. And I was like, well, because at 11 I really didn't know what to think of that, so I was like, well, okay. But it did hit me that it did bother me that it was Roy. It did bother me. It still bothers me to this day that the mask has blue on it instead of red.
I don't consider it a Friday the 13th movie. I think you're all crazy.
But remember, Jason's still in the movie.
It's a Reggie movie, okay?
I remember when I saw the film, my brother rented it from the video. I think when it was like when it first hit video, and we all watched. It's crazy. We all watched it as a family. And I remember, I don't know, I think I was like 6 years old, but I remember I was young. My father didn't care. My dad was just like, oh, he's fine. My brothers and sisters were like 15, 16. But anyway, I remember I was so fascinated by it because, Shavon Ross was in it, because I used to watch Different Strokes. So I was like, oh, there's Dudley. This is a good movie. But anyway, I remember being so confused by, I was like, okay, I thought it was Jason. And then it was the guy, and I was like, what? Mm-hmm. I still liked it, but I remember not really making the connection that it was the ambulance guy and this is this dude. I didn't get it, but I still liked it.
Oh, it makes no sense.
Yeah,
it'll never make sense. Why would a guy who has no association with this kid and is this close to him when he's right there, he works in the town, have no association with this kid and be so upset that he died? it just makes no sense.
It
makes no sense
to it.
It's like they took a slasher movie and turned it into like one of those, procedural things on TV where you find out at the end the killer is, somebody's dad.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't like it. I want to like it. There's things I like about it. Don't get me wrong. You guys know me, and you know that I'm going to find things I like in everything. So, of course, I like it, when he's singing, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
That's classic.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I like that. I like when the chick is robot dancing in her room, I love that. Her hair is awesome, too.
I forgot about that. That was... I do like the movie.
It's got cool stuff in it. I think the post-traumatic stress of Tommy is good, and I like that they make you wonder, has Tommy gone all the way over the edge? And I like that they play with that. And I think the score in it is like really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not particularly too fond of the physicality of the guy who's playing Jason. I think he doesn't look intimidating physically. I just think he looks kind of lanky and goofy to me.
Robert Long is bringing up Junior and his ma, and yes, you're right. That is the best part. I really love that mom.
No, I hate that part.
Oh, I love it. It was the only part that redeemed me.
And I make the best goddamn stew in the world. The best goddamn stew, mama.
Spoiler alert, but doesn't his head get like knocked off by a tree or something?
A meat cleaver.
Yeah, he's on a motorcycle going ma or whatever.
Yeah, he does. He was going for the Oscar. Murder him, chop him, and kill him.
Can't believe
he had a lot of energy after eating his mother's slop. Okay, I don't know what the hell, man. Hey, I got to share this with you all real quick because I know we're talking about 1986 and all that. I ran across this like a week ago. It's a newspaper clipping from that time. Karate Kid 2 fends off rivals to keep #1 box office spot.
I remember when that came out. I saw that at the theater too.
I did.
And movie theaters and showtimes. Yeah. You see like listed on AMC. There's My Little Pony, the movie, and Ruthless People.
Ruthless People.
Oh my god!
Is that Robert Williams?
Yeah.
Ruthless People and Bette Midler.
Yeah.
I love Ruthless People. Judge Reinhold in that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Big Trouble in Little China is in here. Psycho 3. Oh, and come on, Under the Cherry Moon with Prince. I mean, come on.
Oh,
come
love
on.
that.
Are you serious?
I love anything with Prince.
Oh, that deserved the Razzie for Worst Picture.
I love Purple Rain.
Purple Rain is fine. I like Purple Rain. Purple Rain is fine, but Under the Cherry Moon, oh no.
The album Purple Rain and the movie Purple Rain changed my life. I'm serious. To this day, if I listen to Purple Rain, I listen to it from beginning to end, all the way through. Every single song is fantastic. It reminds me of my being in dance class and being like my dance teacher coming in and saying, I want her for the special group. So it always gave me like this, charge to hear that song because it reminded me of being picked to be in the special dance group. So I always really, really like that. When Doves Cry, that one is the one that always reminds me so much of happy times when I was a kid.
You guys are making me feel really young because I grew up on Future's Purple Rain and not Prince.
Oh.
Well, you don't like Future's Purple Rain? It's pretty good.
Oh, that I've heard it.
I don't think I heard it either.
I'm
It
39.
does make me feel old. I didn't know who Prince was when I heard Purple Rain by Future.
Oh my god.
I hope you know who Prince is now.
Oh yeah, I know now.
Well, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
My introduction to Prince was going back to the Batman movie. That was literally my introduction. I agree with Tim Burton. I don't think the songs fit. I think the songs are fine on their own. I've actually seen the music videos for them. They don't fit in the movie. I don't think they quite fit in the movie.
They're awful.
I don't think they're awful, though.
Do you think Kiss from a Rose fit? Because I kind of do think that one kind of fit.
Yeah, baby!
I'd rather listen to Prince. I'd rather listen to every Prince song than that Kiss of the Rose song again. I'm sorry.
I love that song. I love it.
I hate Batman Forever so much, and I hated it when it came out.
I hate it. I hate it too.
I mean, when it came out and I was 13, I hated it. I remember everybody was like, it's lighter, and I went to go see it, and I was sitting in the theater like, this is trash.
It is.
It's the Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It's the Mortal Kombat Annihilation of the Batman movies.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's a good
playing Raiden.
But as a kid, I remember Jim Carrey used to scare the hell out of me when I would watch it. I was like a baby.
Look,
I was
Batman
like
and Robin.
6 years old.
Batman and Robin may be a worst film, but I would rather watch Batman and Robin than Batman Forever. Look, I mean, Batman and Robin, for better or worse, it has probably one of the most embarrassingly laughable openings of all time. The suit-ups and the nipples, and then the car, which no Batman in real life would ever make, which is all glossy colored. It looks like he came from the future or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous. And he says, "Oh, the car. Chicks dig the car." That's what Robin says, and Batman says, "This is why Superman works so low."
Who were the geniuses that decided to put nipples on that anyway?
Joel Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher and Joel Schumacher on the commentary that Val Kilmer is the best Batman.
What? No.
That's probably because I liked him. That's probably.
I think people don't give Batman and Robin as much hell as because Batman Forever was the first one to show its ass in public. So after that, it kind of, it was off the rails by that point. So I guess people were just like whatever. But yeah, Batman Forever was the first one to just completely just go out drunk and just so show its ass.
Stupid though. Like I remember sitting in the theater and Jim Carrey was so hammy, and I was just like, what's going on here? What is going on here?
It's really camp.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah, mind you, I'm not a superhero movie guy at all. I've barely watched any, but I love the '89 Batman. I like the '91 sequel, but the '89 Batman is one of my favorite movies ever. I love Michael Keaton.
That's awesome.
Now, Christian, I want to ask you your opinion on this. We were just talking about that earlier. Why do you think now? I said I think people are really now hating on Batman '89 hard. That's what I think. They really just. I mean, I don't know, Stone. You don't think people really beat it up unnecessarily now?
Beat up what?
I mean, people are going to make comparisons no matter what. I mean, you had to have been there in '89 to understand how such a massive gamble that was.
Right, and I love that film.
Across the board. Yeah.
I mean, Batman Returns was even a bigger gamble. I mean, look how dark that movie is. I watched that again recently, and I was like, I can't believe this shit came out.
Right.
It is darker than The Dark Knight. I don't care what anybody says. It is darker than The Dark Knight.
But I don't. For some reason, I don't like that one as much as Batman '89. Batman '89 is my perfect shade of gray.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just really like Batman '89. I
really do prefer the Dark Knight series. I don't know why, except for the fact that I think that Nolan. I think that I like the way that he films stuff, and I think I like the way that he put that all together. So I don't know. I do like the original, with Keaton, but for me, I just think that Christian Bale. I know people make fun of the way he spoke, but I really thought he was an excellent Batman. I really did.
What was so funny about the way he spoke in that movie, Jamie?
Where is the gas?
I really liked him. I did. I thought he was a really good Bruce Wayne, and I really thought he was. I mean, even though he changes his voice weird for the Batman thing, I just didn't care. Like when I watched that movie, I just didn't care. I was just happy to be. I don't know. I just thought he was good. I thought he was good.
I will say, Jamie, I think that I like in the Nolan movies, the three ones, is that Batman and Bruce Wayne are fully a flesh, well-rounded character. And within the three movies, he has an arc.
Right.
Versus the two ones Keaton did. I mean, Burton made the creative choice to have Batman be a mystery. So we're to interpret. We know very little about him, but he's supposed to be a mystery, a phantom, and I get it. But I do think that was to the detriment of at least the second film when it was more focused on the villains versus what Keaton had. But again, Keaton plays it mysterious, layered, quiet, threatening. Cool.
You guys should watch the homophobic Batman. This is a pretty funny video. I can pull that up if you want to watch that. Dan.
Was it out?
Yeah,
not a
I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
I don't know. That stream got deleted for some things we don't need to talk about. So I never got to see if it got copyrighted or not.
Well, I don't want to risk it, but I'll post it here and there. It's funny stuff.
Can I just throw out there that I don't care. I still have a soft spot for the 1960s Adam West, Burt Ward version, which I think is still a bit misunderstood. I mean, it was a spoof in the most affectionate way possible, and actually in the first season, it's actually semi-serious. I mean, the end of the first episode with the Riddler, the superior Riddler played by Frank Ocean, he wants to operate on Robin's brain.
Yeah,
Frank
I remember
Ocean.
that.
That's the cliffhanger. At the end of the episode, those first two episodes were nominated for Emmys back in 1966. A lot of people, Frank Gorshin was nominated. A lot of people have forgotten that. But look,
Wait.
I adore Batman, where in the movie, you get a quick shot of the Gotham City Times after Bruce Wayne and Catwoman in disguise get kidnapped. And I shit you not. Look at the headline. It says, Bruce Wayne, girl companion kidnapped. Girlfriend seized in brazen snatch. How can you not love 66 Batman? and those two animated movies they made a while ago with William Shatner as Two-Face. Awesome. Love them.
Did you say Frank Ocean?
Frank Ocean?
Frank Ocean?
I thought you said Frank Ocean.
Frank Gorshin. Oh, Frank Gorshin.
Gorshin. I was like, what the hell? He's from the past. He's from the future. Frank Ocean descends time.
When I think about Adam West, I think about, I don't know how many of you are going to get this in here, but I think about Fairly Odd Parents. You get that?
What, did he do a voice for the show or something?
Yes, he was the voice of Jin.
I wasn't around then, but you got to realize also that, if you were there in 1966, this was Batman in color.
Yeah.
That was a big deal. That was a big, big deal. Yeah.
Okay, I got one for you guys. Who's the best Catwoman?
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer.
I go Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah. I'm Michelle Pfeiffer. I'm sorry. And I love Anne Hathaway, and I love Julie Newmar. Love Eartha Kitt. I love all of them. I love all the Catwoman, but Michelle Pfeiffer is my Catwoman.
I didn't think Anne Hathaway was good in that. I think she's a good actress, but
I thought the suit looked nice.
Her and Christian Bale's chemistry was like, wow.
It was locking. It was
Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer. You want to talk about psycho and weird and it's sexy?
Oh yeah.
I like sexual chemistry. I like Michelle Pfeiffer, but I'm just because of me growing up watching the 1960s Batman. I just have this thing for Julie Newmar. I really, really love her.
She's very pretty. She's very pretty too.
And I love Eartha Kitt too, but Julie Newmar to me was just so beautiful. She just made me
in the Batman movie, right?
She what?
She was in the Batman the 60s movie, right?
Yeah.
She was only in the series, not the movie. She was making a movie when they were about to make a movie, the Batman movie, because they replaced her with the Miss America. What's her name? I forget her name right now, but no, they did replace her for the movie. But she was in the most episodes of the series, and some of the most memorable episodes, honestly. But Cesar Romero, I still think he's the best Joker of all time. I may be in the minority. I don't care. I still think he's the best Joker.
I really like Burgess Meredith as the Penguin.
Me too. I love Burgess Meredith.
He's awesome.
I gotta see this. Mickey was a Penguin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now,
I wasn't a Batgirl fan. I wasn't really a Batgirl fan. She was just... They wanted to push Robin out. And consequently, I've actually read Burt Ward's autobiography called My Life in Tights, which has a woman's hand unzipping his tights because he got laid so much during the show, he felt the need to put all those sexual misadventures in a book. And it's insane. It's absolutely insane. As I love it on the commentary, he says, it is really cool being a superhero.
So there's no love in here for Halle Berry?
Oh, God. Halle Berry's beautiful, but that movie,
yeah.
Oof.
How long was her hair in that movie?
I'll stick up for Halle Berry.
It depends.
All right, Christian.
I have to defend Halle Berry because I never saw Catwoman when it first came out. I heard all the terrible reviews like, no, I'm not going to see this shit. I'm not. Years later, of course, I realized, okay, the movie won all the Razzie Awards that year, worst actress, worst picture, all that. I watched the footage on YouTube of Halle Berry appearing in person, accepting the worst actress award, and this was, of course, right after she won the Oscar for Monsters Ball, and I loved what she said so much, I watched Catwoman. And what she said was, I want to thank Warner Brothers for putting me in a piece of shit movie. Look, bless her heart. And I love her in John Wick 3, so I'm Team Halle Berry all the way, okay? I am Team, and her dogs. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Before that movie came out and I saw a preview for it, I just can't imagine that whoever financed Warner Brothers, all of them, they must have been doing some heavy drugs, because for them to think, you know what, they sold that all of her sexuality. That's all that was, because everything about that movie, like the suit is not even practical. No. Like, how can she fight crime like that? I mean, she's got this whip.
Yeah.
She's whipping it, and the whip, it wasn't a bad idea for the costume, but
the CGI is so bad. The CGI is so bad in that movie. I mean, I just rewatched that just recently, and I was just like, God, it looks like a cartoon. It really does.
Sharon Stone is in it, and Benjamin Bratt.
And I love Sharon Stone. I love her. She's awesome. She's from Erie. Did you guys know that?
No, is she really?
She's from Erie, PA. Yep.
No, they say she's a real psycho in real life too.
Yeah, I hear
okay.
that.
Sharon Stone. I recently rewatched from the '80s the Cannon films, King Solomon's Mines and Alan Quatermain and the Lost City of Gold. She is embarrassing in those movies. She's the total damsel in distress, and the crew hated her so much they threw her in the drink one time. They couldn't stand working with her because she likes to talk about how smart she is.
Yeah. That documentary went into how much everybody hated her.
The Cannon documentary. Richard Chamberlain talked about that. Yeah, but I actually like King Solomon's Mines as a guilty pleasure. I actually do really enjoy it as a cheap Indiana Jones knockoff. Alan Quatermain in the Last City of Gold is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It is so bad. I mean,
you can't tell me that because now I got to see it.
I can't even remember it. I mean, I know I saw it, but it's been so long, I cannot even remember it. I do remember the
Sharon Stone does nothing in the movie, and of course, Richard Chamberlain is gay in real life. He's trying to find his brother in the jungle, but off-screen he was having a relationship with the actor who played the brother, and it's pretty obvious they have a lot more chemistry together than Richard Chamberlain and Sharon Stone. Way more chemistry. And look, the only thing I like about it is Elvira, and she doesn't say one word.
Yeah.
Not one word.
Is he really gay in real life? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he is gay. He's gay in real life. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I think he had a movie. Didn't he have a movie where he had a love scene with Jamie Lee Curtis? Maybe that's somebody else.
Who is this?
Oh no, that's Stacey Keach's brother. Wrong person.
Wilt Chamberlain?
James.
No, Bill Chamberlain. Bill Chamberlain.
Hey guys, I gotta head out, but have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.
Hey, see you later.
Thanks for coming.
Of course.
You know, I was thinking about this a second ago. To me, in my mind, in an alternate universe, Demi Moore would have made the most amazing Catwoman ever.
Oh,
She's my favorite woman in the world.
I love her.
Especially after I read her book. I mean, God bless
so
that
beautiful.
woman.
She's
yeah.
She went through hell.
She has great eyes. They would look great in that costume.
And her voice, that kind of little voice that's kind of, I can't describe her voice, tomboyish, but it's so sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's really cool. I mean, her book was like reading I've never seen a movie as troubling as her life was. It's bad.
You ever watch Mortal Thoughts, Christian? Mortal Thoughts with her and Bruce Willis?
Oh, that's okay. It's steak.
Dude, what was that, Money?
Mortal Thoughts that she did with Bruce Willis from 1990.
No,
Harvey
I haven't.
Keitel's in it. Check it out, bro.
That.
It's a very good mystery.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of her big stuff, like the G.I. Jane and a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually got this movie coming from her from Scream Factory. I'm ashamed I haven't seen it. It's called The Seventh Something. I can't remember.
Seventh Sign.
Seventh Sign.
I want to see that for her.
Yeah, Seventh Sign.
Seventh Seal.
Seventh Seal. Yeah.
Oh, is
don't
it?
Not Seventh Seal.
Don't say anything.
That's the one with the.
Not
The
Seventh
Seventh
Seal.
Seal.
That's an angry.
Is it Seventh Sign? Okay, I got it mixed up.
Movie.
Bean is in that, Christian.
Seventh Seal is the Ingmar Bergman film where the guy has the chess game with death, and they spoof that in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, which is genius. No, and Seventh Sign is the one with Demi Moore. Yeah.
Yeah.
She is in one of my favorite greatest bad movies ever on the planet. And it breaks my heart that it hasn't gotten like a collector's Blu-ray or anything. And it stars my favorite comedian, Chevy Chase, Nothing But Trouble. She's in that movie too.
Oh, man.
I love that movie.
I love Nothing But Trouble.
Not forget Digital
Guilty Pleasure.
Yeah.
Digital Underground, yeah.
Yeah, Tupac pops up.
Tupac.
All around the world, same song.
Same song.
That was a big bump.
All around the world. Yep. Oh,
I can't believe
it was a massive bomb.
Yeah, I can't believe nobody's done a Blu-ray of that yet. I mean, it's
because everybody hates it. Because everybody hates it.
Dan Aykroyd's performance as that old judge is insane.
With the hot dog.
Dude, when that hot dog train starts going around the table, I mean, I die laughing. When I make my dad watch that, he's in tears. My dad is in tears every time. He calls me Bubby. He's like, Bubby, you want to get a hot dog train like that for the table? I'm like, no.
Hey, Christian, would you agree with Rich Evans from Red Letter Media that with a few tweaks, this is a horror movie? I mean, the bone stripper. I mean, they go for the bone stripper. What? And then they start eating them as hot dogs. Yeah.
Without question. Without question, I agree with that. I really don't know what genre to call it because I don't think calling it a comedy is perfectly. You know what my favorite part of the movie is, and it's the most subtle thing, but it makes me love John Candy so much. It's when he gets out of the car when he pulls over that group of people. He has nothing in his hands. Nothing's in his hands. And he's like, "Excuse me, sir, I'm going to need you to come with me." Blah, blah, blah. The dude pulls a gun on him. He pulls a little handgun in front of him, and John Candy's like, "Oh, no, please don't." And he pulls out a massive machine gun out of nowhere right in front of the dude. Like, where did that come from, dude? But I love John Candy. I mean, the who's of anybody at the time was in that movie. Chevy Chase, Demi Moore, John Candy. Dan Aykroyd was a huge star by that point. He was coming off of what? That was a little bit after Ghostbusters 2. Dragnet. I love that movie. That's another great bad movie.
I like that too.
Talk about weird
for that rap video.
Talk
that
about weird
bad.
voices too. Dan Aykroyd, he talks like this in the movie. I like eating my big hot dogs with chili. It's my one vice. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Dan?
Oh, that's because of the TV. He's just doing the same thing that the guy in the TV show did. That's a TV. It was a TV show from the 60s.
No, I didn't. I'm ignorant.
Just the
I
facts,
love the
man.
movie. I
Just
love
the
the
facts,
movie
man.
Dragnet.
Just the facts, man. Yep.
But
Just the facts, man.
Yeah, Nothing But Trouble is absolutely amazing.
In Nothing But Trouble, Chevy Chase.
What sauce?
Okay, bye, steak. Chevy Chase was a total asshole through
Dan
that.
Aykroyd had a lot of trouble with him, didn't he, James?
I watched a documentary on this about a month ago, and I guess he was the worst. He was a jerk to everybody. He was rude to Demi Moore. Nobody wanted to work with him, and he basically just phoned in his whole thing. Just it was bad.
To be fair, look, I am a Chevy Chase fanatic. It's my dog's name. To be fair, Chevy did say he's gone on record saying he knew the script for that was lousy. He knew it was going to be a bad movie, but he took the role out of respect for Dan Aykroyd. I mean, but is he a jackass? 100%. Yeah, he's a jackass. He is.
Yeah.
But I mean, when he got famous, it went to his head big time.
That's what all the Saturday Night Live people say.
Yeah, but look, when Chevy Chase was on it, nobody. I'm sorry. I love Bill Murray. When Chevy Chase was on top, nobody touched him. I mean, I still watch Vacation and die laughing every time.
Yeah, that will always be my favorite Chevy Chase movie. Vacation.
Have you ever seen Foul Play?
Yes.
I have.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, never seen it.
The albino and the dwarf. I love that.
This is a comedy movie. As a matter of fact, I literally just got it on Blu-ray. I didn't know it got a Blu-ray. The most underrated comedy film ever. It's up there with Night Shift. It's a Chevy Chase movie. It's called Funny Farm. It is
funny.
I love that.
Hilarious.
Yeah, Funny Farm.
That is
funniest. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd put it up there with Vacation. Yeah.
It is so funny. And I mean, you guys have heard of it, but like people my age and stuff, all they've seen is Vacation. I say, dude, Funny Farm is the funniest movie I've ever seen in my life. When he reels the snake in from the pond, when they buy the dog runs off. He's eating goat balls. I mean, there are so many funny when he's in the boat with the guys, and then he gets the hook stuck in his eyes. He goes, "Yeah, knock him out," and then he jumps out of the boat. That movie is hilarious. When he calls the phone, he got a pay phone in the house.
Is it him that's in the money pit? Is he in the money pit?
That's a classic too. I love all those movies. I love those movies so much.
Me too.
80s Tom Hanks is my favorite. I love Family Ties.
The Money Pit?
Yeah.
Classic.
Turner and Hooch.
Yeah.
My favorite Tom Hanks movie is The
sad.
Burbs.
I cry every time I watch that movie.
That movie's sad, man. When Craig T. Nelson shot the dog, I
come back, Sauce. We lost you.
Yeah, what happened? What happened, Sauce?
I think he's
I'm telling you guys. I'll tell you. Oh, the worst Tom Hanks movie ever is from 1982. It was a made-for-television movie called Mazes and Monsters.
Yes, about the Dungeons and Dragons thing. It's hilarious.
It's this anti-role-playing game polemic where the author exploited the death of a college student, trying to tie him to role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons is the reason why he committed suicide. But yeah, Tom Hanks is in the movie. The music is the worst you would ever have heard from that era, and it's just it's so bad it's worth watching probably once. The climax is at the World Trade Center where Tom Hanks is about to jump to his death. Spoilers, I don't care. But it's incredibly awful.
It's hilarious. It is hilarious. When he calls and he's like, "There's blood on my hands. I don't know where I am." It's so funny.
on the World Trade Center. Oh my God! What am I doing here?
yeah. Oh my God!
Exactly. It's that bad.
You guys totally got to see that. It is really funny.
You know what's a really funny one is talking about Chevy Chase is the Chevy Chase and Richard Pryor bit on was that on SNL? I think that's on SNL where it's Chevy Chase and Richard Pryor and they're throwing racial slurs at each other. It is absolutely hysterical and classic.
Everything with Richard Pryor is hilarious and hysterical. I love that guy.
I mean, to have
they did Deal of the Century together.
Was that Deal of the Century?
I mean, they did that together. I'm not sure if that's what you were talking about, but I'm just saying. I know I like that movie that they did together.
That I've never seen Deal of the Century.
It's from 81, I think.
81?
83.
Okay, I'm gonna Google it here. And pull it up.
It's a William Friedkin movie too. I didn't know that either.
Oh my god!
Is it?
Really?
Oh my god.
If I was going to write a play, I would actually love to write a play. I'm just going to throw this out there that Richard Pryor had a relation.
Richard Pryor. I'm so sorry. I got him confused with somebody else.
Oh, no
That's not
problem.
Richard Pryor in that movie.
Oh, wait a minute.
Gregory Hines. I don't know why I got him confused with Gregory Hines. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I see it. Sigourney Weaver's in it too, right?
Yeah, she is. She is.
If I was going to write a play about Richard Pryor, I would write about the 2-year relationship that he had with Margot Kidder. Because think about this. This is going to blow your mind. Remember that Margot Kidder from Black Christmas was Lois Lane in the Superman movies. But the producer, she wasn't happy with how the producers were screwing everything up. So she's barely in part 3. And who's the star of part 3? Richard Pryor. So off-screen, Margot Kidder and Richard Pryor had a relationship while dealing with all these Saul-kind screw-ups, like they fired Richard Donner, they brought in Richard Lester, they turned Superman 3 into a total comedy, which I admit Richard Pryor is funny in it, but think about how fascinating that relationship would be if it was actually performed. I can't imagine. That is insane. And they did a movie together called Some Kind of Hero, which is actually not that bad, even though it was one of those movies they tried to force him to be funny, even though it was a lot more dramatic script. And unfortunately, they treated him like that all throughout his career. Look, and I still love the movies he did with Gene Wilder, at least the first two, Stir Crazy and Silver Streak.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor, a legend, and he's absolutely missed.
That one that you were just talking about, was that the one where he's got a bus full of kids who have troubled kids?
That's
Bustin' Loose.
Cicely
Tyson.
Yes, Cicely Tyson. Yeah, the late Cicely Tyson.
I love that movie.
She just passed away.
Yeah.
Her, Yaphet Kotto. Who else did we lose?
Oh, Yaphet Kotto. I have to rewatch. Midnight Run, Monty.
Oh yes.
Yaphet Kotto.
I gotta get a special edition of that.
Yaphet Kotto was the bomb in that movie.
Oh man,
his real name is Mosley.
That movie's freaking hilarious. It's so funny.
Have you guys seen Blue Collar?
No, who's in Blue Collar?
Richard Pryor and Yaphet Kotto.
Yep.
That's a good one.
It just came out on Blu-ray. Mm-hmm.
I got a movie from Shout Factory that's a Richard Pryor film. Something about baseball and winning money.
Was it with John
Brewster's
Candy?
Millions.
Brewster's Millions?
Brewster's Millions.
Yeah.
Brewster's Millions.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. I haven't seen a lot of Richard Pryor.
I love that movie because he's supposed to spend $1 million or whatever and not tell anybody why he's so wanting to spend it all. And then John Candy keeps making him more money and he keeps getting more pissed off. It's hilarious. I love that movie.
Yeah.
And the toy.
Even though
the toy.
The toy. Oh, I can't watch that.
The toy.
It's one of those 80s movies that's I can't watch that now. I just can't. Yeah.
Jesus.
My favorite, I know he's not in Blazing Saddles, but still, Richard Pryor was a massive contributor. He was originally supposed to play the sheriff. And they're all about to shoot, and Mel Brooks calls him and is like, Richard, where are you? We're about to shoot the movie, man. He's like, oh, I'm in Detroit, man. What are you doing in Detroit? I met these lovely ladies and having some fun, man. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't think I can make it. So they replaced him, but he also got credit for the screenplay. He's one of the screenplay writers. He contributed all the dialogue to the character of Mongo. Mongo was Richard Pryor's character in Blazing Saddles. Mongo only pub in game of life.
What's the scene? What's the scene where Gene Wilder pulls pulls the sheriff from me? He goes, "Hey fellas, look what I have here."
Okay.
And he goes, "Where all the white women at?"
Hey, where are all the white women at?
That is so ignorant. It's hilarious.
I saw it 2 years ago at Radio City Music Hall. This is wild. Me and another guy, we bought tickets for it to see Blazing Saddles with a Q&A with Mel Brooks himself. We went to the 3 days before the Radio City Music Hall screening, Gene Wilder died.
Mm.
We went to the movie. Mel Brooks is on stage. We're all watching the movie when Gene Wilder first appears, upside down in the bed, drunk. Deafening applause. And Mel Brooks was seriously, I think, getting really torn up. He was very emotional at that point, and it's one of the most powerful moments I've ever had in a cinema. Any type of movie in a cinema. So I still have chills from my remembering that. It was just so. Oh man, yeah.
So guys, say goodbye to this bed.
Goodbye, bed.
Because this bed is going. And
Okay.
it's going to be about 10 days before it goes. But I got a blue velvet couch. I thought that's pretty clever.
Blue Velvet Couch.
That's my favorite Lynch movie, so I'm down with that.
Yeah, Cameron, when I told everybody that in the meeting, Cameron's like, "Don't cross the streams," because he doesn't want me to put that blanket on the blue velvet couch. Don't cross the streams. That's funny. I thought that was funny. Yeah, so say goodbye to that because it's going, and I'm excited. I am so excited. There's lights. I'm gonna put lights over here. You guys are it's gonna be totally different. I'm so excited. It'll motivate me too to change things in the background. It'll motivate me to want to do more stuff on here. So
I know it's tough, Jamie. It's hard. It's hard to keep up. It really is tough between like balancing life and putting out content. It's really tough.
Yeah.
It is. I give like Christian Piz, all you guys are freaking troopers, man, because you guys pound that content out like beasts, man.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to bed, y'all. I'm tired.
Hayden's a beast. He live streams every night.
You have a good
I
night,
shall
Monty.
see you lovely folks on Thursday. I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
All right. Bye, Monty. Take care.
Hey, so peace out. I'll see you guys later, okay?
Okay, bye.
Peace, man.
All right, peace, y'all.
So
wow.
what have you guys been watching? Have you been watching anything?
I've been rewatching The Wire. The Wire? You guys like The Wire?
Yeah, I watched that on HBO back in the day.
Yeah, I did too. I went back and I'm rewatching. That's such a great show.
It is.
I just
what about
finished.
you?
Sorry.
Oh no, go
I just
ahead.
finished season 4, and it was like the most depressing episode ever. Like a lot of the main characters get killed, and the other ones get pulled back into the dope gang. The ones that actually had promise and stuff. Some of the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, this lady I've been watching movies with, I mean, you know who I'm talking about. She's been, she pushed me to watch her favorite show of all time called The OC. Guilty pleasure. I don't hate it. It's a guilty pleasure. It's definitely a guilty pleasure, but I still have, how many episodes left? About 80.
Oh God.
Do you like that show, Jamie?
I never watched that one.
Oh,
heard
really?
About it. I know some characters from it, but I never watched that show because that was at the time where I had all of the premium, movie stations. So I saw no reason at all to watch anything other than movies. For about
yeah, exactly.
15 straight years,
I always avoided television. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen 24. I've never seen The Sopranos. I've never seen Sex and the City. I've never seen an episode of anything. Sorry to cut you off. I want to throw that out.
You got to see The Sopranos.
Yeah.
If you find a way to see it, you got to see it. I'm telling you, it's not what you think it is. I went through this with James. Okay, he wouldn't watch it. He still to this day won't watch it because he won't watch stuff about mob people or whatever. And I'm like, dude, it's a psychological. It's all psychological. It's a lot deeper than just oh, these guys are mob guys. Like the first episode, James Gandolfini has a problem. He sees these ducks in his pool, right? And he's like, he gets obsessed with these ducks, and then all of a sudden he just like passes out, and so he starts going to see a psychiatrist because he's got anxiety disorder, and he's like the head of the mafia. It is the most interesting, most violent, most awesome. I can't explain it. I love the characters, and also I don't think he'll like it. At the same time.
I don't think he'll like it. No, if you don't like movies like Goodfellas and stuff like that, I don't think you'll like it.
I mean, it's got that stuff in it too, but it's like she said, it goes deeper than all those.
Yeah, I mean, it's a television show.
I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. But I mean,
I can't get enough mafia stuff. I eat it up. Like, I just eat it up.
Me too.
I have seen
when I was good, and then I saw Goodfellas, and that was it. I was in love with mafia Italian looking dudes. That's it.
You know what? Can I just say I love the Godfathers. I got the Godfathers on Blu-ray. I mean, I can even watch part 3. I don't think it's terrible. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Did you get the Coda version?
The Coda version?
The Francis Ford, he released. It's called the real name of that movie is Godfather. Coda, The Death of Michael Corleone. That was the original name of part 3, but the movie got edited. Well, they put out They put out his version, and it's way different.
It is.
It's on Blu-ray. Oh, it's very different. I mean, there's so much stuff that didn't make that movie in the theatrical cut. It's out on Blu-ray.
You think it's worth it?
Well, look, I love Godfather 3 because I love the lore. I love the atmosphere and stuff of like the early 90s. So I love that movie to begin with. But whenever I binge the movies, I 150%. I'm doing 1, 2, and Dakota version. I'll never watch a theatrical cut. Now, I love Francis Ford Coppola's version, version.
Do you prefer to watch 1 and 2 separate, or do you prefer to watch the HBO version where they mix the two together into one movie? Because I actually like to watch the mixed together version a lot better because I think it makes it a little more coherent, and I like the way that they mix the two stories and timelines together.
I bet that's pretty awesome. My thing is, my wife made me the biggest Marlon Brando fan, so I love to enjoy that first movie by itself. That's my Godfather. My Godfather's Marlon. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to see the one where they mixed it, though, Christian. I think you'll really, really, really like it.
I've never done
good.
That. No.
How does it do it? Is it just like linear?
Well, it'll like show you. It starts out just like the original movie does at the wedding.
Okay.
But then it takes you back and shows you, parts of part 2 where he's coming to America and he comes in and then it'll cut back to the present and show you some stuff from the present, and then it cuts back and shows you like past things that affected what was happening in the present. So they did it so well. And I remember it was like 1991 or 92 when HBO did this. It was a big deal. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoy it. I think you guys would like it. I like the way that the cohesiveness of the story is so good.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the first movie by itself so much. I don't know if I would want to watch it like that, but
I loved it.
And part 2, part 2 jumps around a lot. So
part 2 is honestly my least favorite. I know that's really criminal to say.
Whoa.
I love Godfather 3 because I love his dog. I love Sofia Coppola. First of all, she's made some amazing films, and I love her for that. Yeah. The Teenage Suicide, was that the name of it?
No, it's
Virgin Suicides.
The Virgin Suicide.
Oh my God, yeah, that movie blew me away.
I love this book. I've read it like 10 times.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love Godfather 3, but the Coda version, I love it so much. I mean, what was so cool too was Francis does an interview in the beginning, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm really grateful that Paramount let me release this film the way I had originally made it. You know, it's not often I get to do this kind of stuff, but what you're about to see is my true vision, and the name of the movie is Godfather Coda: The Death of Michael Corleone." So the movie was never supposed to be called Godfather 3. That was the name of the movie, but they changed it. You know, but that just shows you the studios, man. They run the show. But I like it. I'm not telling you to watch it. I'm just telling you, if you want to see the real Godfather 3, the way the director intended, that's it. So I'm a mark for it. I love it.
I feel like I have to see it because otherwise, I mean, I can't call myself a real mafia movie fan if I don't. I have to see it. I have to see them all.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Well, if you want the digital code, if you're fine with that, I'm sure I still got it.
Oh yeah, send it my way if you got it, because I would really appreciate that.
Yeah. As soon as we get done with this, I'll grab it. And send it to you.
Sweet.
Okay, I'm sure Steve won't like it if he ever watches
it. Talk about screwing with movie titles. One of my favorite tidbits is with Back to the Future, because the head of Universal wanted to change the title, even though every single person at Universal and every single person making Back to the Future said, no, Back to the Future is a perfect title. He wanted to change the title to Spaceman from Pluto.
Yes, I heard that. That's really
because of the magazine that the kid has in the when the DeLorean first crashes, and because according to him, this was his logic. No movie has ever made money with the word future in the title.
Mm-hmm.
And you wonder why that movie was rejected by every studio in town. It was rejected by everybody, including Disney, who thought it was too dirty because of the relationship between Marty and his mother.
That's ridiculous. They don't have a relationship, really. It's him trying to, stay away from her. That's just ridiculous. That's the absolute opposite.
Are you guys like me? When I was growing up, because I watched those movies really young, and my dad used to take me to Universal as a kid, and I used to love getting on that ride where it's one of those rides where you got the big television screen in front of you, and you're sitting in something, and it moves, and it feels like I used to love going on that, but when I was a kid, I used to dislike Back to the Future 3. But as I've gotten older and older, I fall more in love with Back to the Future 3. So much. I love it so much.
Okay, maybe the best of the trilogy.
I'm going to tell you guys something about that movie. The very end, when they come back in the train.
Yeah.
He's got the two little kids. Look at the one little kid and where his hand is and what he's pointing at. Do you know about that, Christian? He's pointing at his pee-pee. And I'm like, what the heck is this kid doing?
Well,
he does like this.
Yeah, he goes like this.
While we're talking about that, have you seen the Teen Wolf part? The guy in the crowd, he's actually got it out. He pulls it out.
What?
Yeah.
It's not on the Scream Factory. I was trying to find it on my Scream Factory.
They may have took it out. Yeah. Or they may have taken it out.
But I've heard. Do y'all know what's so smart about Teen Wolf? When I read Michael J. Fox's book Lucky Man, which is one of my favorite autobiographies ever. When he was making Teen Wolf, when the producers found out that Michael was going to make Back to the Future, the people that made Teen Wolf and the producers held off from releasing it until a couple months after Back to the Future came out. Teen Wolf made millions of dollars.
Oh, it did.
And it cost nothing to make, and it made millions of dollars.
I saw it at the theater.
It made bank. It made bank.
I love Teen Wolf so much.
It's been a long time since I saw it. I remember my friends used to... Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I remember when my friends used to talk about how they were going to reenact the surfing scene. And I'm like, you guys are stupid if you do that. You're stupid if you do that. But they never did.
I always wanted to try it, but never did.
Surfing on top of a van like that? So.
I would never have tried that. Never. And I was a Boo fan, damn it. I was always a Boo fan.
Oh yeah, she was cute.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I can't watch Teen Wolf 2. I can't.
You don't like boxing wolves?
I can't. It's one of the worst sequels I've ever seen.
But
I thought I was
Jason
going to be
Bateman is
sick.
so likable. I love Jason Bateman.
I can only deal with one Teen Wolf, I think. I'm sorry.
What?
I remember watching the show and was kind of indifferent to that, but.
Why didn't Michael J. Fox just go bite all the other guys and they could all be werewolves? Have a whole team of werewolves.
Genius. I don't know.
Remake.
Yeah.
The guy that played Michael J. Fox's father in that movie, he was at Texas Frightmare one year, and I went up because I love Teen Wolf, and I wanted to go get his autograph. I forgot his name, James something.
James Hampton.
He got Parkinson's too.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's
Christian,
so bad.
Remember he was.
What's up?
Remember, he's also in the China Syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in that. That movie was so damn good, dude. That movie gave me a heart attack. Yeah.
It's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Period.
Yeah.
It's that scary.
That's right, Ben. He wasn't bitten. It was a hereditary.
Yeah, I know. In that lore, that was always my dream, though.
I've always wanted to go to one of those parties that they had in that movie where everybody's just like standing around and they take the Jello and put it down a girl's shirt and stuff, and you know, it is crazy.
I've been watching. Like I said, I was watching Lost because I finally made it through season 1, Jay, and I'm into season 2. And I got to say, I love this show so much. But I watched this movie called Boss Level, and it starts out action-packed from the very beginning and is action-packed all the way through, all the way to the end. I highly suggest you watch it. It is so good. It's got elements of like sci-fi, but it also mixes it with action, and also it's like Groundhog Day mixed with Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh wow!
I liked it a lot. So I recommend Boss Level to everybody. I also watched The Dark and the Wicked, and I actually really, 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 really liked it.
Yeah.
It has a lot of calls back to The Shining in it. I don't know if anybody noticed them, but in the background, there's like all kinds of things. Like the bedspread is the carpet from The Shining, and they
don't
make
tell
references.
Stone that.
Oh, why?
Stone don't like The Shining.
Oh, you don't?
No, I'm not a fan of The Shining.
That is actually one time I made a list of all my favorite movies and put them on Facebook, and that was like my number one.
Mm-hmm.
That was my number one favorite movie because it's not anymore, but it was at the time. I do love that movie. But I like the Dark and the Wicked. I like the isolation. I like the way that they tell the story. About how it feels to get stuck in a situation that you don't want to be in. I just thought it was brilliant, and I think everybody should see that. I think it was good. I give it 4 hearts. So. Oh, what was the other one? Oh, I watched this Amityville horror movie too. Awakening, I think. I'd never seen it before.
Is it Bella Thorne?
What?
Is Bella Thorne in that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bella Thorne.
The one with the kid from Shameless in it.
Which kid from Shame? Was it Lip?
Ian. No.
A redhead one.
Yeah.
Lip.
I love that show. Shameless.
Me too. I watched it religiously when it was on. It never ceased to make me go.
Yeah, I love Fiona so much. Oh
yeah, she's pretty. She has a super good singing voice.
I'll believe it.
Oh man, she can sing. She was in Phantom of the Opera.
There's a lot of those triple threats out there. They can act, they can dance, they can sing, they can model. Like, come
Stone,
on,
baby.
man.
Stone's a triple threat.
What?
Yeah, so basically that's all I've really watched. I had the flu, so I had some time to actually sit down and watch something. So, but that's about all I got to watch. So, it's gone. We're going on about 2 hours, 20 minutes now. So, I think I'm gonna cut it off here. But I really thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate this support, and
Absolutely.
I hope you guys will come on next time I do an impromptu live stream.
Absolutely.
All
This
right.
has been a joy. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming, and we'll see you all later. Have a good night. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.